Hello everyone, welcome back to Dawn of War Dark Crusade, the last video of an 11-hour fight.
I am honored to require my skills.
All the dumb mistakes I made.
Initiating construction.
A lot. Got myself a drink because I'm recording this after the last one. Fed sushi. And I should be able to get this done at a decent time. 10 o'clock at night.
Is that the best you've got?
So we are in the process of a rebuild. We have two members of two separate units that are stuck here. No, one got free. Catching my breath a little, I also spent some time with sushi.
A challenge worthy of my skill. As you wish, so shall it be done. A challenge worthy of my skill.
Not really placed well. Really can't place it well. So, I want the Mars pattern base up. Sarah, can you do that?
Taking hits!
I'm really hoping that you can. Itchy shoulder.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
Okay, and we're still working on this. We're doing base units. Now they use the default.
Ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
Default something. Default weapon. 1, 2, 3. There we go.
Let me breach his name. Present and accounted for, sir.
And that will get us the body to work from.
Is that the best you've got? Present and accounted for, sir.
Isn't accounted for, sir. Why do they all have the same accent? There we go. This piece.
Present
The
and
machine
accounted for,
spirits are
sir.
willing.
Excellent.
The duty, sir.
At this point, we are very much ready for getting a Baneblade going, but I probably don't feel comfortable doing that.
Present and accounted for, sir.
I mean, when you think about it, it's like the Baneblade has been very much in keeping us alive. That's probably the biggest thing. I'm guessing because I don't remember my thought process, but I'm looking at this and I think, how would I feel? Well, I wouldn't feel that good about getting rid of the one thing that has been letting me have the opportunity to fight at all. at this point, you know?
Eager for action, sir. Eager for action, sir.
Sentinels ready to deploy.
Which, having that fear, that not willing to take that leap,
You requested a psycho, my
has resulted in a lot of mistakes, I feel, as a result.
Sentinels ready to deploy.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me? Look out! Fear ensures loyalty.
You
Where do you need
requested
me?
a psycho, my lord.
Sentinels ready to deploy.
Yeah. Well, lots of hounds.
You requested
Sentinels.
a psycho, my lord.
Let me
Sentinels ready to deploy. Hounds? I don't know why I said hounds.
Sentinels ready to deploy.
Yeah, they say sentinels. Where the hell hounds come from?
Shall I get
I know I'm not making hellhounds, so
Out the engine mode.
you got me. I'm just, utterly confused.
Let me preach his name.
And they're still not touching that at this point.
From the Emperor's mouth to my ears, sir. Anything for the Imperium.
Okay, yeah. Go there. I need you over there.
We're under fire. We're under fire.
Pushing up with all of them.
Hats all up. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'd give my life. if
Soften up some of the forces.
Double targeting hits.
All I can think of at this point is the reason for this is fear. The reason for this tactical blunder is fear.
Don't fire until I say so. Shall I get started? We've been overrun. Shall I get started? Take it, present and accounted for, sir. Ready orders. Eager for action, sir. Imperial Guard, attack. Sir, yes, sir. It's an honor to serve the Imperium, sir.
Yeah, taking away the point from them would prevent them from building on it. There. So that's not a bad move, at least.
Imperium. It is my duty to serve. By the Emperor. Eager for action, sir. It is my duty to serve. Eager for action, sir. By the Emperor. Shall I get started? It is my duty to serve. Shall I get started? It's an honor to serve the Imperium. You will have it. By the Emperor. Eager for action, sir. Sir, yes, sir.
Plasma!
If such is the Emperor's will.
I think Banshees just count as infantry, not heavy infantry.
What do you
Huh.
want? Well, let's see them, sir. Yes, sir. If such is the Emperor's will. Sir, yes, sir. It's no good. We can't. If such is the Emperor's will.
Very much the Imperial Guard need to do focus firepower. Warp Spiders are heavy infantry.
Taking hits! If such is the Emperor's will. We won't let you down. If such is the Emperor's will. What do we do? Look out! Here they come! It's no good! We can't hold them! We've been overrun!
They've been overrun, and we can't hold them, and they're getting slaughtered.
We won't let you down, sir.
Oh, they're all gone.
I stand ready.
All because I'm afraid.
Let me preach his name!
Where those damn
If such is the Emperor's will, let me preach his name! Reporting for duty.
Now let them attack our main base,
Ensures loyalty.
not the satellite base.
You requested a psycho, my lord.
Shall I get started?
You requested a psycho, my lord.
Is she back up in the tree? Yes, she is.
Present and accounted for.
Waiting. Waiting.
Fear ensures loyalty.
You
Where
requested
do you
a
need me?
psycho, my lord.
Shall I get started? Fear ensures loyalty. Sir,
Where
yes,
do you need
sir.
me?
Shall I get started? Reporting for duty, sir. If such is the Emperor's will. Reporting for duty, what do you orders? Is that the best you've got?
We have the commander. Do we have the commander? Yeah, we have the commander here. Being able to counteract stealth, especially when a race can do stealth buildings, is kind of helpful. Oops. Bit too much glue. It happens.
You called, sir. Let me preach his name. Inspire eager for action, men. Sir. You have chosen. Eager for action, wisely. Sir. You have chosen
a
wisely.
psycho, my lord.
Let me preach anything for the Imperium. You called, sir.
So obviously, we don't have a Baneblade yet. We are in position. Oh, they did take that point. I didn't notice them doing that. I apologize.
My devotion is loyalty.
More focused on the figure. Yeah. I would apologize for that, but I'm very much enjoying working on the figures and doing the voiceover, and sometimes I get carried away with one or the other. If it's possible to get carried away with building miniatures, I don't think so. I want 4, 5, and 8.
From the Emperor's mouth to my ears, sir.
8, 4, and 5.
This is it, men.
Wonderful. So we're back to this, and oh look! Complain, complain.
Mouth to my ears, sir. I shall see to it personally, sir. Taking hits!
They're walled in, which I do find funny.
Attack, men! Attack! This is
There we go.
of glory. Attack, men! Attack! This is it, men! The moment of vengeance! Don't fire until I say so! Forward, men! It's time for war! Men, do the same! Sir! Sir! What do we do?
Yeah, this is just going very poorly. So, I mean, I can understand from a gaming point of view. You know, you've been at this for, at this point, 10 hours, so a bit more than 10 hours. And maybe about 10 hours? It doesn't matter. The fear of making one mistake that causes you to lose the match at this point would be so infuriating that wanting to... that almost broke. Wanting to take that risk of getting the Baneblade out. Well, is completely understandable, you know, like just not wanting to do it. It does make perfect logical sense as to why you don't want to.
It is my duty to serve.
But what I failed to see, and it can be seen in the patterns over and over again, is once I get the Baneblade into a position to start hitting the enemy, to start attacking, as I destroy anything that comes towards the main base, which may be tough, may be easy, they do a replacement, and because the Baneblade's closer, they're going to hit the Baneblade. I failed to see that, which would ease some of my fears.
You have chosen and accounted for in Newcoatza. Men. Newcoatza, what would you have me do?
And so that was a huge, that is, I'm not going to say mistake, because that is something that can easily be overlooked. But if I had seen that, I believe this, I believe the Baneblade would have come out sooner. And potentially a few, you know, other things just not as risky, time-consuming, trying to do the same thing over and over again in hopes that it works against the AI and stuff like that. And I know they say the definition of insanity is to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results. The interesting thing is, in this case, that can happen with this AI. So it's not exactly this in the same boat or category here. And I probably ultimately would have defeated the Eldar using this technique, but I do believe I said it in a previous one. It may have taken 20 additional hours. And that's, of course, ridiculous, but it would have been a win. So, what do you do? Well, I guess when you get into these kinds of situations in an RTS is hope that you can see the bigger picture of what's going on. Excuse me, and be able to push past the fear of having a loss, push past all that stuff, and go for it.
Anything for the Imperial.
Ready to deploy.
Now, even with the Bane Blade, if I remember correctly, it's close a few times. It's close.
It is my duty to serve.
And that's not too much of a surprise, considering what they had. Well, one of the main differences...
Shall I get started? It is my duty to serve. You've got
One of the main difference I feel is that the Bane Blade, with just a little bit of support, can do so much more, as opposed to needing a lot of support, supporting, like the support each needs to support each other, and when one fails, it's that much more detrimental to the whole attack wave.
Shall I get started? Eager for action, sir. Yes.
For some reason, we're going this way.
Action, sir.
I don't know.
Shall I get started? By the Emperor, you will have it. We won't let you down. Shall I get started?
I don't know. You got me on this one. I went this way for some weird reason. I don't know.
It is my duty to serve.
It made sense at the time. That's all you got to know. It made sense at the time.
You will have it. Shall I get started? Shall I get started? Where's our fire support? Shall I get started? Eager for action, sir.
How's that? A little bit of psychology going on in this episode.
Sir.
A little bit different. But it most certainly can happen in these games.
Double time! Shall I get started? This is it, men. The moment of glory. Here they come! Don't fire until I say so.
Oh, warlocks. We can take them out. I think the one that flew off the top of the screen there is dead. So, yep. Yeah, there's the body. Mm-hmm.
Taking hits! From the Emperor's mouth to my ears, son.
And we have a huge force hitting our base,
My life, if that's what I
as per usual.
We're under fire!
Excellent, excellent, excellent.
On the double! Is that the best you've got? Let me inspire our men! Falling men, it's time for war! Falling men,
Okay,
it's time for war!
let's hit them. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of all of it. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Although that technique does work better with a Bane Blade, because it's got so many guns.
Control. Initiate strafing run.
Okay, get rid of these guys, please. Please, 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 please. Please, 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 please. Nope, I'm just pushing through apparently. Go to there. Okay. I don't know if that'll work, but you go ahead and give it a try there, Sarah. You go ahead and give it a try. So we obviously have two here, so we can clearly see. So I'm trying to use that invulnerability ability that the priests give. Our troops are just being massacred. So I'm pretty sure the idea here was that try and rely upon the invulnerability to stay up with morale long enough to take out the base. Really, it's a terrible tactic, but that is what I am trying. Not gonna work because they got oh, why can't I remember their name? Harlequins, that's it. Harlequins out. And well, okay. With a priest power up, you can still be knocked down, which means you're wasting your timer and not doing damage. So yeah, that sucks.
Requested a cycle, my lord.
Oops, I forgot to clean the piece off here.
Where do you need me?
Oh, there's my knife. I don't have drop cloth, so I'm making a horrid mess.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
You requested
All right,
a
men.
cycle, my lord.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
Eager for action, sir. You called, sir. Standing ready. Eager for action, sir. Eager for action, sir. Oh, look at double. Here they come.
Oh, they're attacking us.
Reporting
Okay.
eager for action, sir.
Could you wake me up when it's over?
My devotion is assured.
Let's just see who we can, I guess, save to the side to save us time and let them do their thing. I finally learned that lesson? Oh, almost dropped that.
Hold them.
Okay.
Reporting for duty, sir.
Reporting for duty, sir. I'm blowing up the damn buildings now. It's like, why fight? Why do it? Learned that lesson. How many hours did it take? But I did learn it. I learned it. You can't say I didn't learn it. Eventually. You can now facepalm. Because I would in this, hearing that, you know, yeah.
It will only take me a moment.
Alright, let's go again.
Initiating construction.
I need to see how the second arm attaches. Give me an idea here. And how the gun attaches with the main arm. Main arm, left arm, right arm. They're all right-handed. Can hold it in place with my fingernail. Nope.
Is that the best you've got?
Okay, now
It will only take me a moment.
might be one of the rare times it's actually better to attach the
Initiating construction.
left arm first. Huh. Usually not the case.
Ensures loyalty.
Two of them! Why do I want two? I don't
Worthy
know.
of my skill.
Faster building? Probably.
A challenge worthy of my skill.
Oops.
Fear
Nope.
ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
Yes. Okay.
In a psycho, my lord.
We got tanks. Going for tanks.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
You requested a psycho, my lord.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do
Build
you need
that
me?
Mars pattern. Come on, Sarah.
Requested a psycho, my
Get
lord.
past the fear. You can do it, girl.
Where do you need me?
Giving myself a pep talk into the past. I've done stranger things. Sometimes. Okay, let's put it like that. There's the arm. Give that a second to harden up there. And I will attach the gun. Gun arm.
Let me breach
As
his
you
name!
wish, so shall it be done.
Let me breach his name!
Tell the men the cavalry's arrived.
Why my
Mars pattern.
A challenge worthy of my skills. I'll take care of it, Lord.
Now, with a Mars pattern here, we could rebuff a attack,
Hand of the Emperor guides all.
but it would be hard. Like, don't get me wrong.
Tell the men the cavalry's arrived.
Reporting for duty, sir.
I also feel here
Sir,
that I had the thought of
here they come.
my timing must be impeccable in destroying the Baneblade at our main base and getting the Baneblade here built.
By the Emperor.
Because I feel that if the timing was off,
You called, sir.
it could cause a problem. Here I'm choosing plasma to prevent the chance of causing collateral damage to our units and things like that. So what I'm waiting on, what it feels like I would be waiting on, is wait for that massive attack wave to be more or less over, and they're rebuilding again. Get rid of the Baneblade, start the building of the new Baneblade.
Present and accounted for, sir. We're under fire!
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
You requested a session.
Get the assassin further up. Why not move the Baneblade up into a worse position to hit stuff until I feel that I'm more comfortable and ready?
Let me preach his name!
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me? Fear ensures loyalty.
If I set a waypoint there, I can draw the enemy to me.
Best you've got!
We will lead by example.
Is the wave over?
So shall it be.
Fear ensures loyalty. Where do you need me?
We'll flatten anything standing in our way. As you command, so shall it be. We live by example and duty.
A little bit of green stuff, fix up that shoulder.
Sir, yes, sir. Eager for action, sir.
Yeah, one of these heads I feel is fine.
My devotion is assured.
New code, sir. New code, sir.
Well, I'm not caring about how much damage it takes, obviously.
Look out! Here they come!
You have chosen wisely. By the Emperor, it will be done. Where is his will needed?
No, your head's supposed to stay on. There we go. And that's another unit done.
Awaiting instructions.
We're under fire!
Awaiting instructions.
I think about moving those up. I don't. Because that would weaken the right-hand side. I leave them where they are. There we go.
Let me bring to you name.
You requested a cipher, my lord.
I wait to launch one of these big round attacks. Oh, we're almost there, almost there. I was over 50%. Fire.
Let me bring
Come on.
You requested a cipher, my lord.
Not super effective, obviously, because you'd want to do it right in the middle of them. But,
hits.
these are 200 requisition, 200 power a shot. So you better be sure about using them.
Standing by.
We got the Baneblade.
Understood. Let's ride. Ready to win the war, sir.
So now as the enemy starts coming at us, like as we take out the enemy, their replacements, we will fight. As you can see, it's just absolute pandemonium here. You get rid of the Baneblade, it just represented so much firepower. And even then you saw that we had to do repairs. We couldn't just leave it like it was always getting damaged.
These repairs may require some time.
Fear ensures
The machine
loyalty.
spirits
Glad you
requested a
need me.
cipher, my lord.
Build and ready to go.
Look out! Here they come!
So I added them into the group here. And the plasma is certainly helping us in this situation.
Fire until I say so.
You
I shall see to
requested a
it
cipher,
first,
my lord.
Don't fire until I say so.
Now I could change it so that the priority is against the buildings, but it's probably better still to have the priority against these units. And then just periodically, go like, okay, hit this building, hit this one, hit that one.
See to it.
Now I changed that there so that our commander doesn't go running into melee. Really, I just want the commander there for the purpose of seeing the stealth buildings.
That's what I asked.
That is the most important job the commander has at this point.
Shall I get started? Shall I get served? New code, sir. New code, sir. On my march. No eager for action, sir. The true emperor. Eager for action, sir.
They are attacking us on the right side. I don't think I noticed really. I do believe that I spent just the majority of my focus on this. Get the Baneblade up. I got the Baneblade, get the Baneblade going. And getting rid of these buildings means that they can't get Wraith Lords out to flank us. They just keep it's even with this firepower, as you can see, it's wow. I mean, we are losing units. Think about that. This much firepower, we're losing units. Pathing with that tank, apparently. We could certainly use the additional firepower from it. It just... We got Baneblade firepower, and we're having troubles. So we're down to, is that 5 squads here? And they're still able to send stuff at our primary base. I mean, if you think about that, that's very much, I don't think that's possible. But they do it. We've lost all squads. And we can't push up. They've got us blocked. If you can believe that, they have us blocked.
It is my duty to serve. Executing your orders, sir. Present and accounted for, sir. What are your orders? If such is the Emperor's will. Present and accounted for, sir. If such is the Emperor's will.
Isn't that incredible?
It is my duty to serve. Eager for action, sir. Present and accounted for, sir.
I'm apparently going back to grenades. Probably for a knockdown effect, you know. And greater range. Yeah, I don't think those guys will make it. Just saying.
Standing by.
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay.
You heard the men. Jump to!
Men, the cavalry's
For the
arrived.
glory of the Imperium. Reporting for duty, sir. We've been overrun.
No, you've been overrun again?
Where are those damn tech priests?
Oh, the last possible sprue is the one that has it? Yes.
Present and accounted for, sir. What are your orders? Shall I get started?
So there's an example of even a Baneblade not being
You got it, sir.
enough
What are your orders?
against Eldar on hard mode.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now, they're coming back here. Or at least there's a chance of them coming back here. Yeah, there they are. So, what I want to do is hang on long enough to get a Baneblade out and hopefully be able to fight them off. This time.
Ready to win the war, sir.
Shall I get started? Don't fire until I say so.
Baneblade almost out.
Eager for action, sir.
Ready to unleash 11 barrel backbone of the guard. Ready to serve.
Shall I get started? Shall I get started? Attack, men! You have joined. Shall I get started?
Yeah, that big cannon does help quite a bit. So many Eldar units get frequent flyer miles with Baneblades. Come on. Come on. Flip. There we go. Thank you. Now, one of the things to repel this attack is to actually defeat their build rate. And if you can do that, then yes, ultimately, you're going to win.
It's time for war, such as the Emperor's will. Eager for action, sir. Eager for action, sir. You called, sir. Shall I get started?
One of the problems, though, is that it's is that we have a floating corpse. You see that one that was up in the air?
From the Emperor's mouth to my ears, sir. You called, sir. By the Emperor, you will have it.
So we're pushing out, but it is tricky to defeat this rate. And as you can see, it's kind of like, yeah, how do you defeat it? Apparently what I do is just keep throwing stuff at it. No, it is the Baneblade. It's the DPS of the Baneblade that allows for this push out from the base, when every time otherwise they were successful in wiping out the base. Good job there, Commander. But that doesn't mean we're going to be successful here. And really, we're not going to be if we keep butting heads this way.
Shall I get started? Shall I get started?
There is a battle of attrition here.
You heard the men.
And the Eldar do have the
Looks
advantage.
like everything's in order, sir. If such is the Emperor's will. Sir, yes, sir. Eager for action, sir.
Now with the time left, it looks like
You called, sir.
this is the last push, and I do get through here.
Reporting for duty, sir.
I do pull it off, but... easy? No. What... Their production rate was just so ridiculous.
Awaiting instructions.
Their rebuild rate was so ridiculous.
As soon as we perceive the machine's spirit, will be off as soon as the fuel arrives.
So let's get rid of that. We don't have a commander. They are hitting our base. Base number 2. Or satellite base, or whatever I was calling it.
Ready to win the war, sir.
Time for payback. Shall I get started? It is my duty to serve. You called, sir.
Right, you take out that.
Anything
Well, we don't have to.
Shall I get started? From the Emperor's mouth to my ears. What are your orders?
Manually moving our troops into position, trying to find them,
Action, sir.
does help with lining up our excuse me, our shots. And that's very much what I do. So let's get rid of the production. Also get rid of the webway gates, which cause the buildings to be stealth. Getting rid of that makes it easier. You saw how quickly the Baneblade was able to take out the webway gates. So that has an advantage there. Now, I think what made this successful is the fact that the enemy was hitting the base here. And if they were not doing that, I think it would be a very, very different fight from this one.
We'll flatten anything standing in our way to win the war, sir.
Yeah, okay, so we fended off, or they left that squad of their secondary base alone. I don't. Holy crap, take out that freaking Banshee already, thank you. So yeah, we are down into yellow. We need to get rid of that gun there.
Ready to win the war, sir. Understood.
Okay, they're hitting us from our flank there. That isn't good, but if we keep a tight formation, we might be able to do it. The troops that we have behind us were able to take out the enemy. And as you can see, we're plugging away at all the their production buildings. Yes, take out that. Very good. Okay. I'm going to wrap up talking here. We get this, but it is close. Very, very close. And so I do hope you enjoyed this, whether it be the shorter version where I combine the first and last episode, or each individual one. I really hope you enjoyed this very long attrition fight. If you're new to the channel, you can do the whole subscribe thing, bell notification, all of that jazz. And there's a couple of links in the description down below should you wish to check those out. But until when next we meet, please do be safe, everyone. And until the next fight. It may go a bit quicker.
Shall I get started? I shall see to it personally, sir. Shall I get started? Hustle up! What do you want, sir?